New U.S. Immigration Rules 2025, what they really mean. Did you know that in 2025, even your neighbors could decide if you qualify for U.S. citizenship? Yes, you heard that right. From moral character redefined to secret shortcuts like cross-chargeability, the immigration game has changed. Stay with me because in this video, I'll break down exactly what these new rules mean for your future. Neighborhood checks return. Let's start with one of the most shocking updates: neighborhood investigations. For the first time in over 3 decades, USCIS officers may directly contact your neighbors, coworkers, and even your employers to verify your character. This isn't a rumor, it's official. The last time the US used this approach was back in the early 1990s under George H.W. Bush. Since then, background checks relied on fingerprints and FBI screenings. But the 2025 order brings back boots-on-the-ground investigations. Supporters claim this ensures applicants reflect genuine loyalty to the U.S. Constitution. Critics argue it introduces bias, where an unfriendly neighbor or a difficult boss could delay or even complicate an application. Either way, it means applicants must now think beyond paperwork. Your real-life reputation suddenly matters. False claims and narrow exceptions. One of the most unforgiving rules in immigration law is the ban on false claims to U.S. citizenship. A single mistake, like checking the wrong box on a form or saying you're a citizen at a job, can lead to permanent bars. But in 2025, USCIS has clarified some exceptions. For minors pressured by parents or individuals who made unintentional misstatements without intent to deceive, there may now be limited protections. This doesn't mean the rule is softening, it means the law recognizes nuance. The danger is that officers still have discretion. What one adjudicator sees as an innocent mistake, another might view as fraud. That's why immigration attorneys warn, if you've ever had a situation like this, don't file blindly. Seek expert legal advice first. Priority date retention, the secret VIP pass. Now let's talk strategy. Every green card application comes with a priority date, your official place in line. Normally, when you file a new petition, you start over with a new date. But under priority date retention rules, many applicants can carry their original date into new filings. Here's why that matters. If your first petition was filed in 2010 and you apply again in 2025, you might still keep that 2010 date. That's like jumping forward 15 years instantly. Too many applicants throw away old petitions not realizing they're sitting on a golden ticket. If you've ever had a past employer or family petition, it's worth asking your lawyer if that date can still apply. Good moral character, a moving target. For decades, good moral character was straightforward. No crimes, no fraud, pay taxes. That was enough. But as of August 2025, USCIS has raised the bar. Now it's not just about avoiding negatives, it's about showing positives. Officers are instructed to consider things like community service, volunteering, religious or civic involvement, stable employment, caregiving for dependents, and consistent tax compliance. On paper, this may sound fair. After all, who wouldn't want good citizens? But in practice, it creates a subjective standard. For someone working long shifts in agriculture or construction, proving community engagement might be harder than for a professional who volunteers at events. This is why experts predict lawsuits ahead, claiming the rule unfairly penalizes certain groups. Cross-chargeability, the backlog shortcut. For families stuck in endless backlogs, especially in India, China, or the Philippines, there's a loophole called cross-chargeability. Here's how it works. If your spouse is from a country without backlogs, you can use their country of birth instead of your own. Example: an Indian applicant married to someone from Sri Lanka could skip the decades-long India waitlist by applying under Sri Lanka's category. In some cases, even a child's country of birth can be used. This is perfectly legal, yet many families never hear about it. For those buried in priority date backlogs, it's a strategy worth exploring immediately. The bigger picture. Now let's zoom out. What do these changes actually mean for everyday applicants? Naturalization applicants must do more than stay out of trouble. They need to actively prove they contribute to their communities. Those with mistakes in their past, like false claims, may find narrow openings for relief, but risk remains high. Employment and family-based applicants can sometimes leap forward with priority date retention or cross-chargeability, cutting years off their wait. And citizenship hopefuls must prepare for deeper scrutiny, even from neighbors and employers. This isn't business as usual. It's a new era where preparation and awareness separate success from setbacks. One thing most immigrants underestimate is how much discretion USCIS officers truly have. Rules exist, yes, but interpretation varies case by case. I've seen situations where two applicants with nearly identical profiles received completely different outcomes. The difference? Preparation, documentation, and sometimes simple perception. With new rules focusing on positive contributions, perception becomes even more powerful. Officers are now looking for signs of responsibility, stability, and integration into American life. That means even small steps like consistent tax filing, joining community groups, or keeping detailed family records can tip the balance in your favor. What you should do now. So, how do you prepare for these changes? Document your contributions. Keep evidence of volunteering, caregiving, or any community involvement. Seek advice on past mistakes. If you've ever misrepresented status, even by accident, talk to an attorney before filing. Review old petitions. Don't discard your immigration history. Priority dates can save years. Check cross-chargeability. If you or your spouse were born in different countries, this could be your fastest path. Prepare for scrutiny. With neighborhood checks back, your personal and professional reputation may now matter more than ever. Another layer often overlooked is how these shifting standards affect families planning long-term. Immigration is not just about the individual. It ripples outward to spouses, children, and even employers. When rules change, it can suddenly alter whether a child qualifies for benefits, whether a spouse can adjust status quickly, or whether a family must remain separated longer than expected. Many families prepare for years based on the old rules, only to find the system has changed mid-process. That's why staying updated and adjusting strategy quickly is just as important as the initial filing itself. Conclusion. U.S. immigration in 2025 is tougher, more complex, but also full of hidden opportunities. Good moral character is no longer passive, it requires active proof. False claims have narrow escape routes, but risk remains. Priority date retention and cross-chargeability are underused tools that can change timelines dramatically. And with neighborhood investigations returning, the system now tests not only your paperwork, but your daily life. Knowledge and preparation are your best allies. The more you understand these rules, the better you can plan, protect your future, and avoid costly mistakes. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a critical update from US Visa Intel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.